Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel and welcome back to Hannibal Season 2. So last time on we had a pretty tense episode. We got Will, he's not going to be pleading guilty, he's like, nah, I ain't doing that, I ain't giving you an easy out, I will be pleading innocent because I didn't do it. We've got Jack trying to admit to his flaws, but people keep wanting to push things under the rug, but he's like, yo, if I messed up, I messed up, that's how it is. Dr. Bloom is trying her very best to try and get Will off the hook, or at least a lesser punishment to something from whatever angle she can come up with. And all the while, Hannibal's having a jolly old time killing serial killers just to see if Will can figure it out from inside a jail cell and just continue his poking and prodding and to see if they can be friends one day in his own twisted manner. And then we also have the mystery of Hannibal's therapist who has called it quits. Gillian Anderson said, no, not helping you anymore, Hannibal, you're dangerous. And I'm getting out. And she was right, because he went there to kill her, but she'd already gone. She gone. Plus, she told Will, hey, I believe you. I believe you. I think you're right. And that could be the thread that they pull on to pull all of Hannibal's world down on him, amongst other things, because I still think Will's going to try and play the manipulation game against Hannibal. He's going to do the old Uno reverse and see how that works for him. But yeah, 2 episodes in, we've already got a lot going on. And lots to resolve, lots of questions to answer. Our serial killer from the first 2 episodes is dead, so I'm wondering if we're going to get a new one for Hannibal, I guess, to investigate and see what he does with that to manipulate events. There's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. We'll see what happens, I guess. But before we jump into this episode, please remember to hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy the reaction and the review of the episode that happens afterwards. Also consider supporting and subscribing to the channel, and then you won't miss any future videos. There are links in the description for Twitch and Discord. Come hang out, be live in the chat as I play games. It's a fun old time. We've got people in there and it's a laugh. It's a laugh. Come join us in our laughs. Let's jump into this episode and see what Hannibal, that's my new intro, is going to be up to this time. Let's do it. We're reversing. Is he giving himself the electric chair? What's going on? What's going on here? Is he trying to empathize with the person who's going to execute him? Is that what's happening? Oh my god. Jesus. Sometimes this show knows what it's doing too well.
Georgia Madgen, Abigail Hobbs.
Not seeing that one, huh? We're not. Okay. Just a normal picture. Still haven't got the body.
He's keenly insightful to the human condition and, I would argue, the smartest person in this room.
The smile. The smile. He's so proud of his boy. So proud.
It's easier to be a man who missed his friend's suffering than it is to be the head of behavioral sciences at the FBI who missed a killer standing right in front of him.
I think that's eating away at him as well.
If you can't represent your own beliefs, represent the Bureau's.
Alright, this is some manipulation right now. Do us a solid, Jack. Make us look good.
And you believed that he was valuable because he could think like a killer.
He could think like anybody.
Sounds like a supervillain.
Alright. Objection. Objection, I say.
Will Graham enjoyed the cover his role at the FBI gave him to commit his terrible crimes.
I don't believe that to be true.
Oh, he's not doing it. He ain't playing by your rules.
He hated it and I kept making him do it.
Why then is it that when you offered him an opportunity to quit, he refused?
Because he was saving lives.
Which he likes to do. He is a lifesaver at heart. Not looking good for Jack, though. Jack is probably going to get a boot up his arse. The fuck is this? The fuck is... That's an ear! There's another ear! Okay. So how is Hannibal gonna mess with the courtroom proceedings? That's my head right now.
I've given my life to death.
And now death has followed you home.
Well, that's dark. Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding us all of that.
So I've been thinking about taking her to Italy where we met. She could die there.
Jack,
Jack's got a lot of shit going on.
when Bella's lost to you, the FBI could still be there.
I mean, I guess it's within Hannibal's interest to keep Jack there, because he's gotten in at the moment. At the very top, more or less.
You think someone sent me in here because they admire me?
The boundaries of what's considered normal are getting narrower. Some part of you still suspects me.
Accusing you makes me look insane.
Which is exactly what Hannibal wants.
Someone else is responsible for your crimes. Perhaps he now wants to be seen.
Why would he want to be seen now?
He cares what happens to you.
Okay, this is interesting. It's an interesting little mystery box, because I'm genuinely like, was it Hannibal? Or was it literally someone else? But who else could it possibly be? The heat's probably getting to me. My brain isn't working properly. That's probably what's going on.
Could you please describe your relationship with Abigail Hobbs?
We were very close. I was helping her write a book about survival.
I don't know if they're very close.
She believed Will Graham wanted to kill her and cannibalize her like her father wanted to do. I blame Will Graham.
Fucking Freddy's coming in here, causing problems.
You are smitten with the accused, Miss Bloom, and it is adorable. And Miss Vega will smell it on you like you stepped in young adult and tracked it into the courtroom.
He's got a point. He's got a point. It will be used against you.
I have no romantic feelings for Will Graham. I have a professional curiosity.
I like that, professional curiosity. Unless you look like you're lying when you say it. But you didn't.
Fucking manipulation, mind games. Just never stops. Never stops.
It was presented in court as evidence, then it was sent to the courthouse evidence room, where it was checked out by the bailiff in Will's trial, Andrew Sykes, and it never went back.
There's some fuckery afoot. There's some fuckery afoot. Oh no. Oh no. Not good. Not good. Not good. Jeez. Oh boy. There's the ear. The missing ear. So is this Hannibal's plan to get Will off? But who's he going to pin it on?
Will Graham has never been diagnosed. He will not allow anyone to test him. He has carefully constructed a persona to hide his real nature from the world. He wears it so well, even Jack Crawford could not see past it.
All right. Settle down, dude. You're just desperate for you to have, like, the serial killer of your dreams.
The confused man Will Graham presents to the world could not commit those crimes, because that man is a fiction.
Oh, I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate him so much.
There is not yet a name for whatever Will Graham is.
And I want to coin it. That's all I'm interested in. Alright, is Will gonna... is gonna figure this out? Who did this? Is it all a test? From Hannibal. Here we go. Oh, I missed this. Missed this.
I shoot Mr. Sykes once.
Fucking professional. Some sort of professional hitman.
We will die believing we were friends.
Interesting.
My tribute.
My tribute.
Blunt reproduction.
You knew that already.
Would have liked to have been wrong.
Man, he seems just as concerned about this.
I want you to believe in the best of me. Just as I believe in the best of you.
I mean, that's true. I believe that.
This killer wrote you a poem. Are you going to let his love go to waste?
Okay, maybe it is Hannibal. Maybe it is Hannibal doing this whole thing, and the episode's just fucking with me. Because, as far as love poems go, that's the exact kind of thing Hannibal would do.
Your fast, triumphant diagnosis of unconsciousness was the best play we had. Now we have a better play.
Who's taking the stand in my place?
Oh, it's Hannibal. Hannibal's coming in. Oh, God. Where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go?
So you believe the bailiff's murder was committed by the same person guilty of Will Graham's alleged crimes, yes? Will Graham accused you of the crimes for which he now stands trial, and yet here you are, testifying on his behalf or the defense.
A mind faced with the possibility of committing such deeds will find an alternative reality to believe in.
Right. Alternative reality. Right, Hannibal.
Will Graham is and will always be my friend.
Oh my god.
Your witness.
This whole season is Hannibal trying to be friends with Will. This is what this is going to be. I'll get you off the hook, and it was me. I got you off the hook.
I'm ruling this defense inadmissible, Mr. Brower.
All right. Not working. Maybe Will just wanted to do this to see what Hannibal would do. Everyone seems like they're on such a low this episode. Look at him. He's so sad that Will's not in this room with him. We're a bit fucked now, though. Like, what's Will gonna do? He can't plead for, like, not having knowledge of the attacks, and now this other defense he's come up with has fucked. All he's got is fucking Gillian Anderson. Or maybe she was doing it. Maybe Gillian Anderson did all the killings. Oh my god. Well, yep, that seems like something Hannibal would do.
This judge's death, there will be no verdict. No ending. It'll start again. Like the trial never happened.
Yep, just like Hannibal wants. Hannibal wants that. I still feel like the episode's trying to throw me for a loop, though. I still feel like there's something I'm not seeing.
You've got to cut him loose. Otherwise, the someone being left behind today or tomorrow is going to be you.
Dog eat dog. The FBI, huh? Fucking Jack, just trying to do the right thing. Getting caught between all these rocks and hard places.
What does he want?
He wants to know me.
Well, that definitely makes me feel like it was Hannibal. I don't know. The mind is playing games with me. Right, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see if he can be saved. It's not looking good, though. Really? I mean, there's people trying, but there are other people very desperately trying for his death or permanent incarceration. I nearly fucked that word up. Let's move on, shall we? Okay, episode 3, the courtroom drama episode. I imagine there's going to be some more courtroom drama as we go along, but this episode was fucking with me. It was really messing with my head, which is weird considering that the episode itself was very just matter of fact once again. There wasn't too much crazy like vision stuff going on. It was just this, who's doing the killing? It seems like it would be Hannibal doing it in order to manipulate the courtroom events, but it feels like there's an added thing there that the show is still kind of holding close to its chest, like it's not revealing something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be at this stage, but it's something that's making me doubt that Hannibal is solely responsible for some of the deaths that were happening, even though it feels like that's the most sense. Like that would be what makes the most sense. It's like his way of gaining control of this courtroom to manipulate events, shift the focus a little bit. But then also you had Will, who seemed like he was playing his defense a certain way because he wanted to see what Hannibal would do more than anything, rather than getting like his defense through or whatever. He seemed a lot more interested in what Hannibal was up to, and if he could suss out if it was indeed Hannibal doing these things or not. Like, he's just trying to prove it to himself. But the judge being killed at the end there, that felt very much like that was what Hannibal would do, because the play didn't work the way it was supposed to, so he went to an extreme option to get a mistrial by getting rid of the judge in a very dramatic fashion. And also it paints this mystery killer off as someone who's in Will's corner, and Will is like, I think it's someone who's trying to get to know me. And it's an interesting thing because it feels like, obviously we know Hannibal committed all the previous murders that have been pinned on Will, and Will is saying that the killer is trying to get to know Will, which it feels like this season is doing with Hannibal. Like, it feels like Hannibal is the inverse of last season, where it was all about Will slowly uncovering Hannibal's true self. It's now Hannibal trying to discover Will's own head, and it's mind games. Mind games are happening right now For the time being, I'm willing to put the coin on all Hannibal manipulating events with a slight chance of there could be something else at play that I'm unaware of. Felt bad for Jack, felt really bad and proud simultaneous, because Jack is like, he's trying to do the right thing. Like desperately trying to do the right thing. He's trying to take responsibility for his failings, and he's also trying to improve things for anything that might happen going forward. And also he's kind of considering, maybe it's time for me just to fade out. And you know, my wife is dying, and I don't know if I'm built for this anymore, and all of these things. So I'm both kind of sad for him, but also proud of him for, you know, going the opposite way of last season, where he was just stubborn and pushing, and now he's sort of taking responsibility for that. And you know, it's a good arc for his character, I feel like. But it also does feel like Hannibal is manipulating Jack as well, because he's like, yo, I need you in the FBI because you give me a very important in. So could you not retire, please? Like, I know your wife's dying. That's sad, but it doesn't mean you have to leave the FBI when that happens. That could still be there for you afterwards. And it seems like Hannibal's relationship with Jack is very much, he likes to be the puppet master of Jack and to manipulate him into the places he needs him to be in order to cover his own tracks and in order to continue with his friendship experiment with Will. It's so weird with this show. It is always the episodes that they feel like they shouldn't be the ones fucking with me, but they are. They're the ones that get in my head and like, wait, what does this all mean? Who's doing this? Why are they doing it? Like, it's very strange. These episodes just come out of left field, and I come out of them thinking, I feel like I should be able to piece this all together really well, but there's something about this one that's just throwing me out of sync for some reason. Obviously, part of that is that, you know, we're early on in the season. There's still mysteries lingering from the previous season, and we haven't got all those answers yet. So, you know, I feel like there is a bit of that by design. Like, it's trying to keep you on your toes, you might figure some stuff out, but we might throw another curveball that will make you go, oh shit, maybe it's not that. But there are certain bits of information we are sure of, is that Hannibal bad, Hannibal manipulate, and that's kind of the fallback option. So I guess that kind of gives the show a way of taking you by surprise when something else might be at play that you're not expecting. And possibly that's what I'm overthinking. I'm overthinking that, you know, I know Hannibal's bad. I know what Will and Hannibal's relationship is kind of going, what they're pulling from each other, what they're trying to get from one another. And there's room there for the show to surprise me in some way with something I'm not expecting. And that's kind of where I think I'm overthinking, and maybe that's what's skewing my vision of what's going on. I just think it's interesting that these murders were taking place with a gun, with a silenced gun that Will seems to think it was done with, and his interpretation of it seems like a very purposeful, like, hit job, opposed to like a serial killing, as it were. And I think that's what's throwing me off. It's the design of how these deaths have taken place are very specifically similar, but just different enough to sort of throw everything off, which in this case could both be an argument for, this is Hannibal doing this, he's just making it different enough so it keeps things away from him, but it gives Will this other avenue to walk down in terms of his defense and all of that. Or it could be something else. It could be somebody else, because there was a moment there when Hannibal seemed kind of just as concerned about these things, but then we know that both Hannibal and Will are trying to manipulate one another with a mixture of their true feelings and feelings to try and get one up on each other. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Other than all those story beats and character beats and the continued mysteries of this show, as an episode goes, a courtroom drama episode usually can be quite a hard thing to pull off in terms of, you know, it's people sitting around a room talking at one another. So to make that dramatic and intense and to play into whatever bigger story you've got going on, I think it largely worked, and I think the reason it largely worked was because of that. I'm not sure of what's actually going on and certain people's intents. Like, we had Freddie here for a spell, and she was only there for like one scene, and she was like, oh, I'm really close to Abigail. No, you weren't, fucking liar. And then the other guy's like 6 libel cases that you settled out of court for, and that's it, bye Freddie, bye. There's also the added thing of, we know that Freddie and Hannibal had a conversation off screen in season 1. Don't know what they talked about. All we know is that, you know, you'd think Hannibal would try and get rid of her, but he left her alive and there was some sort of conversation that happened between the two of them that we don't know about. Still, to this day, this far in, I don't know if that's ever going to come back round and what that might reveal in the future. But no, the courtroom drama stuff worked, I think, pretty well, and it was just a good way of demonstrating the manipulation that's at play from all the characters, where all their motivations are kind of crossing, and it just kind of puts everyone in the crosshairs for a moment. So their true selves are slightly more revealed, which is interesting. And then obviously we've got the continued drama of the FBI trying not to look bad as a organization, as a figure, and where their relationship with Jack and stuff is like, yo, fucking cut him loose, all right? Who cares? Innocent, whatever. This isn't going well. You need to get rid of him so you can keep going, and how that's playing with Jack. But overall, the episode just gave me this feeling of everyone just being low. You know, everyone was just in a low point. You had Hannibal just kind of moping in his office, looking at the empty chair, which he wishes was filled by Will. And that's why he's probably trying to manipulate things to get him out of prison, because he misses that social aspect, I guess, with Will, rather than it being in a cell with bars in between them and all of that. You have Jack just questioning everything, everyone, including himself. And he wants to do the right thing. He just doesn't know how to. Dr. Bloom is just like, I want to save your life, Will, and you're not making it easy, but I will try and do it. And then you've got Will, who knows Hannibal's nature. He knows who he is, and he's desperately trying to play him in a game of manipulation, which he knows Hannibal will pick up on if he fucks it up. So just a very low episode. Very low. Lots of Debbie Downers around here for this episode. But in terms of the bigger story, it did definitely feel like it was more of a mixing of the Rubik's Cube a bit more. Like, it didn't really solve anything. If anything, it just added more questions, and we'll just have to keep going. We just have to keep going and see how these things slot together and what the truth of the situation is. But definitely threw a curveball in my head, that's for damn sure, because I was questioning pretty much everything that was going on throughout the episode, which is good. You know, the show is designed to keep you paranoid, keep you thinking, not really know what you think you know at times, and it's doing a good job at that, and it keeps you hooked because you want to find the truth, and you want to see how it's going to play out for everyone, so it's continuing to do a good job with that. I do wonder if we're going to have more courtroom episodes, as it were, or if from here on out, Hannibal are going to be doing what they can to stop that from being the case, because it definitely feels like Hannibal's getting to the point of, kind of don't want him in the jail anymore. I mean, I miss my friend, basically. It's what it's coming down to him. And he's trying to be smart about it, but I'm still thinking like that friendship he desires is going to override it in some way, at least for a little bit, enough for Will to find a way in, as it were. And let's see, it's set to explode though. It's set to explode. There's dynamite ready to go off underneath the two of them, and I just don't know how it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but what's going to set the fuse off is basically what I'm waiting for. But no, another solid episode. I look forward to more. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please press the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. Also consider supporting the channel and subscribing, and then you won't miss any future videos. There are links down below for Discord and Twitch. Come hang out over there. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.